Hello friends and welcome to my video. On my video I basically decided to cover the subject matter that would be labeled as Agenda 47. Agenda 47 is in other words is called Trump plan, that when he comes to power after November 5th elections, and as of January 20th of 2025, he, the Mr. President Donald J. Trump, will have the second term as the President of the United States of America. And the Agenda 47 is basically a very concise, short, brief summary of what he is planning as far as his promise, more like, the roadmap, so to speak, that kind of list all the action items that he promises to American people that he will deliver, he will at least start working on during his presidency. And if you allow me, I want to go ahead and start reading those items that I call them provisions of the Agenda 47 Trump plan. I'm going to have to look at my other laptop because the list is on that one, so that's why I'm going to turn this way. So let's begin. Starting with the top number one, the war on cartels, the Mexican cartels that are human trafficking, bringing all the illegal immigrants and also narcotics to the U.S., to the United States, by illegally crossing the southern border. Number two, ending veteran homelessness in America. It is a huge shame that America and the nation cannot support her veterans who fought for her in various wars in various different parts of the world. It is a shame that even a single veteran is homeless. Number three, no welfare for illegal aliens. Just like what you heard. It is absurd, it is shameful, it is morally wrong to provide welfare benefits to those who cross the southern border illegally without any kind of respect to American laws, American culture, American system. In general, the law of the land. And instead of being punished, they are being awarded for their transgressions and they're having welfare benefits. This is a huge shame to the American. Basically, it's a what is the word? This is extremely morally despicable act that at the expense of taxpayers, using American taxpayers' money to reward those illegal aliens for their criminal acts that they committed by crossing the southern border. Number four, America must have the number one lowest cost energy and electricity on earth because America has the natural means of providing the cheapest energy to her citizens. Number five, returning production of essential medicines back to America and ending Biden's pharmaceutical shortages. Number six, death penalty for human traffickers. I'm going to repeat this if you think you heard me wrong. Again, item number six, death penalty, as in death, for those human traffickers. Who are those? Primarily comprised of cartel members who are involved with human trafficking, which is one of the worst possible crimes against humanity, as it is not very different than slavery. Number seven, rescuing America's auto industry from Joe Biden's disastrous job-killing policies. We all saw what happened to the state of Michigan, and state of Michigan went bankrupt. And once prosperous state, which was one of the top 5 or 10, probably top 5 states in her time during the flourishing auto industry in the United States, it basically fell victim to the competition, international competition, and it was not purely because of the regular, typical business competition, and there is a lot behind that, and that can be, prescribed here, as it says here, Joe Biden's disastrous job-killing policies. Item number 8, rebuilding America's depleted military, especially in the current times, in the name of supporting Ukraine. It is known thing that U.S. Military resources have been depleted. The missiles and rockets and anything that goes along with that, that is currently being depleted to support Ukraine against Russian aggression. So that should be rebuilt. Number 9, protecting students from the radical left and Marxist maniacs infecting educational institutions. We all know today the academia in general, all the higher learning institutions, all the universities, all the major universities, especially all the Ivy League colleges and universities, today are in complete and utter control of Marxist, Leninist, radical left agenda. They're controlled by those who are promoting the Marxist agenda, and that should be cleaned up. That is absolutely not acceptable, and those institutions must go back to their main primary functions of higher learning and production, intellectual production. Number 10, protecting Americans by taking on Big Pharma and ending global freeloading. Big Pharma is behind all the ills of the healthcare system. The affordability of the healthcare system has been compromised and in fact destructed and destroyed by the Big Pharma. The number one factor behind why a lot of healthcare services are not affordable and beyond the reach of many folks is because of the Big Pharma and their lobbying activities with the U.S. government controlled by, again, Marxist radical left agenda. Number 11, cementing fair and reciprocal trade with the Trump Reciprocal Trade Act. That is the trade reciprocity between those trading partners, international trading partners, and applying the reciprocity and ensuring that the trade is done in a fair manner. And if other nations are taking advantage, then applying tariffs, such as Trump proposes putting 60% tariff to steel coming from China. Number 12, using impoundment to cut waste, stop inflation, and crush the deep state. As you heard, the deep state is a virus, and that must be cut, cleaned up, hence the term, drain the swamp, as Trump says. Number 13, addressing the rise of chronic childhood illnesses, which is a big shame for America. Unfortunately, we're witnessing that. A lot of childhood illnesses are on the rise. It has many factors. In my humble opinion, I believe that part of it is related to uncontrolled immigration and certain types of diseases that are introduced into this country, which was eliminated more than half a century ago. Number 14, ending the scourge of drug addiction in America. And again, that talks to especially current day fentanyl, which is causing approximately 100,000 Americans dying each year. And fentanyl in our current time is being smuggled into the United States through our southern border. And it is originated in China. And Chinese is basically delivering in the hands of cartel, and cartel is facilitating the transportation of the fentanyl illegally through the southern border, and it's killing 100,000 Americans each year. Number 15, celebration of 250 years of American independence at the Iowa State Fairgrounds. We just, this past 4th of July, celebrated the 248th year of the birth of our great nation, and the 250th celebration is scheduled to be performed at the Iowa State Fairgrounds. Number 16, Day 1, executive order ending citizenship for children of illegals and outlawing birth tourism. Folks, birth tourism is at disgusting levels. And those of you who are not aware of the dimension and magnitude of this problem, there are a lot of people who are trying to come to America with their pregnant wives or just pregnant women alone. It's all planned. It's called birth tourism. It's measured in, I don't know, hundreds of thousands maybe. These people are coming to deliver in the United States using their taxpayer-based resources and making sure that their babies are automatically American citizens because of the law that anyone who are born on this land is American, a natural American. This has got the ridiculous levels, and there should be severe measures needed to fix this problem. And also, illegal, same thing with illegal immigrants whose children are born while they cross the southern Mexican border illegally, and they are in the United States illegally, yet their babies are given citizenship status. That is beyond unacceptable, and this should be fixed. And just like it says, Day 1, executive order. The executive order will be placed to stop this madness. Item number 17, protecting students from the radical left and Marxist maniacs infecting educational institutions. Just like what you heard. The radical Marxist maniacs, I will repeat that term, occupied the academic landscape and constantly working to spread the disease, the communist Marxist disease, into the young minds of the student body. Number 18, ending the nightmare of the homeless, drug addicts, and dangerously deranged. That's especially those of you who are witnessing, or seeing what's happening in most of the, like places like San Francisco, for instance. The homelessness is abundant in parts of the city in San Francisco and similar places. It looks like a third world country, even maybe worse. This is not acceptable in America that we know. Number 19, liberating America from Biden's regulatory onslaught. This regulatory onslaught is a term that can be better explained and understood, especially if one can read parts of the Project 2025, which is dedicated to 922 pages long documentation, which is a manifestation of what one term I will describe that is a conservative promise to the American people. And in that it describes, basically it is attacking, it is promising, it's making a promise to American people to eliminate the administrative state. Administrative state is what this term regulatory onslaught can describe. Number 20, firing the radical Marxist prosecutors destroying America. This is referring to up to and including Supreme Court judges who are hell-bent on their Marxist views, communist, progressive views. Number 21, dismantle the deep state and return power to the American people. Today, it is not the typical constitution-based establishment, the political establishment in Washington, D.C. is running the nation, but the deep state whose strings are controlling the puppets sitting in White House, in Oval Office, and in Congress. Number 22, ending Biden's war on the suburbs that pushes the American dream further from reach. Number 23, preventing the World War III. Briefly, preventing the World War III. Number 24, a new quantum leap to revolutionize the American standard of living. There is, or at least was, such thing called American standard of living. And that was something that the whole world looked up to. And people came to this country as immigrants, legal immigrants, that is, such as myself, to be able to be part of the American standards of living, an American dream. Unfortunately, that is being destroyed. It can be restored and must be restored. Number 25, reversing Biden's executive orders embedding Marxism in the federal government. This is a fact that federal government and every institution and agency within the federal government is now tasked with carrying out the orders that are based on global Marxist orders. Number 26, reclaiming America's independence by slashing Biden's disastrous trade deficits. U.S. trade deficit is on the rise, beyond control, and has completely disastrous economic impacts on every American and every unborn American baby as of now. Number 27, new trade plan to protect American workers. America first, American workers are first. And the rest is detail. Number 28, stop the America warmongers and globalists. Stop the American less warmongers and globalists, as it reads. It is definitely relating to the globalists, warmongering globalists, who are in the service of the international globalist structure, the Marxist radical left structure. Number 29, end crime and restore law and order. Today, there is absolute softness on crime, which is feeding more and more criminals, almost creating criminals, such as the examples we're seeing in New York City. People are robbing stores, police is turning their heads, even if they get arrested, even if they're taken to court, they're being let go. Basically, criminal elements are emboldened with these actions, with these policies, that they know that they can get away, they can commit the crime, and they can get away with that. And that should be stopped. And law and order must be established, and it must be recognized by people that this land is a land of law. Number 30, making America energy dependent again. America has its resources to create sufficient amount of energy for its own needs, and that should be definitely addressed as such. Number 31, stopping Chinese espionage. Folks, the Chinese spying, the fact that Chinese is still in American innovation products, American innovation, American products. For decades it has been going on, and for countless times that was brought to Congress' attention to do something about it, but nothing was done. Nothing has been done effectively to address the problem. Today, most of the Chinese progress, the technological progress, is based on nothing but the stolen American innovations. That must be stopped. That is including the Chinese university and college students in America. And Chinese today basically accessing information through cyber means. That's why cybersecurity is incredibly important. Through hacking the systems, sending their students, like I said, to colleges and universities, even things by building things for American companies, they are stealing information. Number 32, new missile defense shield, which is similar to what Ronald Reagan during the early 80s was talking about, the Star Wars project. That must be again restarted. Number 33, protect children from left-wing gender insanity. All this LGBTQ movement, the trans movement, all this ridiculous attempts like asking a 3-year-old boy saying, if you like to change your gender, you can decide to have sex-changing surgery. These kinds of disgusting, beyond crazy insanity must be immediately stopped. Number 34, save American education and give power back to parents. That is what some people probably heard. The education department at the federal level will be demolished. And the decision power will pass to states and parents. Parents should have the say for their children's education, not the federal government. Number 35, protect Medicare and Social Security. Make sure that Medicare and Social Security institutions can deliver on their promises instead of being used as some kind of a bank account for some unscrupulous groups of politicians and for their ambitions. Number 36, stop China from owning America. That's correct. You bet. Stop China from owning America. Stop Chinese to mingling with American internal affairs and policies. Number 37, probe into intelligence community's role in online censorship. Today, we all know that the online material, all the digital content, is being manipulated by a few giant tech companies who are partnering with none other than radical Marxist left to ensure that their agenda is the main agenda and there is no other way. And that is a big fight. It's going to take a big war to fight with that. And the last item number 38, total ban on taxpayer dollars used to free illegal aliens and criminal penalties for administrative non-compliance. This is something we already kind of touched base before, that currently illegal aliens in those sanctuary cities, the best example is New York City as a sanctuary city, they are given $2,200 a month debit cards or credit cards to illegal aliens. They are rewarding them for crossing the southern border, by doing that, committing a crime, and instead of treating them as criminals, they are awarding them by giving them $2,200 debit cards on a monthly basis. And that money is coming from none other than the taxpayers. And in addition to that, of course, it is needless to say, the amount of illegal immigrants in those sanctuary cities, such as, again, New York City, such as Chicago, such as San Francisco or Denver, overwhelmed to an extreme point. The healthcare system, the school system, education system, and all the other resources to be able to so-called support those illegal aliens. And in return, the way they thank to those sanctuary cities, again, such as in New York City, the criminal elements have been boldening up, such as Venezuelan gangs, and improving their sophistication of their criminal activities from simple stealing stuff from stores or snatching people's purses to higher levels of criminal activities. That's how they're thinking to American people. After crossing the border illegally and being thanked for that and being favored for that and then being supported for that and awarded for that, with that, with those kinds of supports like $2,200 a month debit cards, they are being thankful and showing their appreciation by getting organized and coordinated for sophisticated criminal activities in major cities such as New York City or Chicago. That's it, folks. 38 items that is listed under Agenda 47. Number 47 is representing here the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. And these are the promises that President makes to American people, the red-blooded American people. So, folks, on the day of election, November 5th, this is historically significant election. Let's stop and punish the Biden criminal family and Biden criminality, the Democratic establishment, which is in the same bed with the globalist evil, to destroy America as you know it, as any red-blooded American knows it. This establishment, the radical left liberals, Democrats, are hell-bent to utterly destroy this nation called the United States of America and make it part of the globalist Marxist agenda, which is none other than the New World Order. When you go to ballot box, excuse me, to cast your vote, please keep that in mind. Thank you.